What's up, dogs? Welcome back to another episode of the Commish Show. We're doing our power rankings. As you know, I asked everyone to submit their power rankings, what they thought. Mm-hmm. I did hear back from everyone except Autodraft Mike, of course, and surprisingly, Tim Barry, who I'm very disappointed in.
He's driving around too many buses.
Driving too many buses. But or he's stroking his beard or something. But whatever.
Well, let's be honest. It's a great beard.
It's an excellent beard.
All right.
Shout out to Tim Barry's beard.
Great beard.
All right, we're going to hop right into the power rankings. And with an overall rank of 11.9. Shane Mike, is that too small of a number? Can the people see that?
Yeah, you can see it. I mean, yeah.
Well, they'll have to deal with it.
Bigger for the next
That's
one.
all right. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
We have Mannion. I don't think it's a huge surprise here. He did lose Rodgers.
Tough. Tough. You lose Rodgers. He used to have.
Which, essentially, if you lose Rodgers and you have Jordy Nelson, you basically lost Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, that's completely fair to say. Looking at his lineup now, that's completely struggle bus.
I think it's definitely night and day between when he started the league. Let me see what I can see. Nelson, yeah, he traded Freeman. Third round pick Crowell, he dropped on my team. Rodgers, Abdul, he doesn't have. He pretty much doesn't have like half of what he.
He made a good trade for Ajayi, but in Philly, that's a running back by committee.
Yeah.
Jordy Nelson, not the production that he's used to.
Of course not. No, he doesn't have Rodgers.
Yeah, Blake Bortles, terrible pickup. Devontae Parker, not much.
At least
trust.
he traded for Mariota. It's positive.
That's a positive, sure, absolutely, depending on the matchup. But
Mariota, Rashard Matthews combo there. You always gotta like the combos.
In Tennessee, not so much. There's a lot of weapons in Tennessee.
There is. But combos, you gotta like.
Matt Ryan, Julio, Mariota.
Hopefully, he
Rashad.
doesn't plan on starting the Rams D against New Orleans.
It's Drew Breesy, baby.
Yeah,
you gotta accept it.
All right, that's Manuel. Move to the next one. Maybe I'll go. Yeah, we'll do this. At 11.1 average rank, we have. I don't think this is a surprise to anyone either. We have Rick.
The man who proved some bold predictions wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been hard to prove that bold prediction correct. But he beat it 3 times already.
Yeah, 3 times is enough.
Yeah, and you know what?
He's got Drew Breesy as the quarterback. He doesn't have a bad team. Right, Drew Breesy, DeMarco Murray.
I don't know why he even drafted Ted Ginn in the first place, but Ted Ginn has quietly put up some decent numbers.
Excuse me. A quick timeout in this show. He drafted Ted Ginn?
I'm fairly certain. Shady Mike, can we confirm on Rick all the way to the right drafted? He did. I see it right here. Right after he drafted Frank Gore.
Rick has Gostkowski.
No, above that would be
Ginn?
Ted Ginn. Yeah, Ginn.
Yeah.
Where did you get Gostkowski from?
He's the 10th, bro.
I don't think Shady Mike's really in the position to say anything.
In the 9th round, Ted Ginn was drafted.
Coming from me, Ted Ginn being drafted, shocker.
Yeah, and the 9th round? Single-digit round.
In general.
I mean, if Shady Mike had a lot of football knowledge, I would send him to the draft board and write down every better player than Ted Ginn, and it would be a decently long list at that.
I mean, let's look at
Kamara. Who was the 14th round? Who are we talking about? Kamara. Then there was another. Thielen was 14th round.
Yeah, I mean,
that's your entire team.
You're not wrong, but I'm also saying, big ups to UT by me taking Kamara. Thanks to Sean for the McKinnon-Thielen trade. Is that a stupid question? I'm a little insulted. But yeah. Rick, I mean, 3-8. He's got to be somewhat a little appreciative of Drew Breesy. Drew Breesy, 38 years old, having a good year. He might be handing the ball off a little more than usual.
Definitely. They have 2 unbelievable running backs.
Right. Marquise Lee in his flex with somebody of the talent of Sammy Watkins, in my opinion, right? Coming out of Clemson. He's got Tarico and Cole Beasley.
Funches.
Funches. Right. Big.
He's solid.
He's the number one guy in Carolina right now. With Kelvin Benjamin tearing his knee up.
Well, Kelvin Benjamin is on Buffalo also.
Yeah, he tore his knee up.
Yeah, but being the number one guy in Carolina, that was a couple weeks ago when Kelvin Benjamin got traded.
I'm a little behind. I'm only a fill-in. But
fair enough.
I'm glad that Rick's starting Gostkowski this week.
Smart move.
It's great
Smart
move.
move.
Automatic kind of guy.
We'll see if he could win. Maybe win out and make the playoffs. Who knows?
Shot in the dark.
Yeah, you never know.
It's like playing darts.
We'll go next with a 9.4. We have Andrew.
Toby. Rough year, I would say. He still has his...
Definitely, but he pulled himself back into the hunt. Like we said, he's on a 3-game winning streak.
He's got to change his team name.
Yes. He has since lost Mariota in that trade. Picked up Marvin Jones. That's a good pickup. That is a good pickup.
Just going to give a quick shout out. Toby, change your name to the Brady Bunch.
You might as well.
Might as well. Yeah, he's going to carry the shit out of your team. AP, against a Jacksonville defense is
Don't like it.
No, not at all.
That defense is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's the defense he's playing right now. 27 points last week.
Well, somebody else in weeks past did something like that and it worked out.
You talking about last week?
Yeah.
This past week?
Yeah, I'm a little salty.
Yeah. Happens.
Jamal Williams against Pitt. Pitt's got a good defense.
I don't know why. He has Ty Montgomery on the bench. I would probably start Ty Montgomery over Jamal Williams.
Questionable.
If he plays.
It's questionable. That might be why. But I mean, Pittsburgh defense, Ryan Shazier. Obviously, everybody knows I'm a big believer in him.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, Ty Montgomery, I might
He's
start
got
him.
the talent. The talent's there. He's out of Stanford. Gotta like guys out of Stanford.
Yeah.
Doug Baldwin, also out of Stanford.
Right. Andy Luck. I mean,
Andy Luck, yeah. If
Devontae.
that guy could stay healthy.
Not this year. Devontae Freeman. He's also got it on the bench.
He's in concussion protocol. That could be why.
Playing against Tampa.
If he stays there, I would not mind it. It is what it is.
Kenny Stills. Toby. Kenny Stills. You got to play him at some point.
He played him last week. Struck gold with him. Now he's kicking him to the curb. I might do the same.
Against New England? You think so?
Their defense is trending up.
Trending up, but that slot. You got Juice in Javoris Landry and Devontae Parker. Give or take with Kenny Stills. I think I'd start Kenny Stills though.
We'll see what he decides to do.
His touchdown record.
His team's on a 3-win streak. We'll see. We'll see how he does. Move next to an 8.8.
Is that the guy with the great beard or what?
Yeah, great beard.
Great beard.
Don't need that second point. But great beard. A little bit too cool to do the power rankings. We should have docked him a point for that, but we won't.
It's the beard.
And that is, let me see if I can fit this in here. Shouldn't be a problem. Shady Mike, can you read that?
Can you read that?
Tim Barry.
Tim Barry, we can read that. That's probably one of the best ones we could read, actually.
T.B. Barry.
Love that.
T.B. Barry. T. Barry.
T. Barry.
T. Barry.
Excellent beard. The beard man. But
he's got a good team.
He's projected to miss the playoffs. Do you think he will miss the playoffs?
I mean, looking at his team, he's missing a very important part of running back number 2. It's important to have a solid lineup with Jimmy Graham, Evan Ingram, tight end flex. Understandable with the Giants' predicament.
Yeah, he is. And there's nowhere to get running backs anywhere.
Yeah, nowhere to get. None. C.J. Anderson putting a lot of eggs in that basket. Christian McCaffrey.
He doesn't have a choice. Christian McCaffrey is money.
Right, money. Receiving and running equal.
Carr and Crabtree have been pretty slow this year. Or, you know what? They were on fire in the beginning of the year.
Started hot.
They've definitely cooled off.
Crabtree.
The entire Raiders team is kind of trash.
I mean, I don't know if you can say...
They're kind of sucking this year.
Underachieving.
Okay.
We'll say.
I'll agree to that.
Carr and Crabtree started hot. We know. But Carr's looking a lot more to Jared Cook.
Yeah.
He's looking at Crabtree a
Who
lot more.
also is on Tim Barry's bench. I think he should try to trade one of these tight ends.
He's got a lot of
You would
moves
think
to make.
He could probably get a lot from Frank.
From Frank, we're getting a lot of bad trades from Logan. I think that Tim Barry's got the most assets to move in order to up his team to that, I wouldn't say elite level of the 9.
To playoff level, at least.
To at least playoff levels, but the 9-2 teams, which we have, and even the teams in the West, a couple teams in the West, I should say. He's got a couple pieces that could move around and really make him a solid contender for the playoffs.
Yeah. Eagles' defense is solid as well. He also has the Texans' defense, who are kind of struggling, but
struggling with injuries. But
Eagles are
the Eagles
fucking killing it this year. As much as I hate to see it,
you have to hate it. But with Fletcher Cox, an absolute
you respect
animal.
it.
You have
respect
to.
it.
Vin Curry, Brandon Graham, a bunch of the guys up front. Michael Kendricks, the front seven is unbelievable in Philly.
Yeah.
So kudos to my couch pulls out. But he doesn't, obviously.
No, that is just classic Tim Barry right there.
Yeah. Tyler Lockett, I'm not really sure about, though. But
we'll see. A lot of weapons over there in Seattle.
Plenty.
Another one of those teams. All right, now we have... Oh, this is my bad. There's no 8. We have a tie for 7th here. They are both at 6.4.
6-5.
No, 6.4.
Oh, points.
Oh, 6 and 5 records, yes.
You're right, yep.
But first we'll talk about Sean, a.k.a. Chip Chocolate.
Chippy Chalk, my boy. From a distance away.
A.k.a. Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick. Yeah. Let's start with the quarterback, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you take that. Dealing that you're...
Like we said before, game manager...
Last week, negative
last week, and he benefits a lot from everyone around him.
Sure.
As in, the offensive line starting there, of course. It always starts there. No one gives them credit.
Sure.
But if that offensive line is healthy, it doesn't matter who they have at running back. They're going to have a 1,000-yard rusher at running back.
You might as well. Any of us.
Which you're going to have to respect that as a defense.
Could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, you, Shady Mike, Sean could. I mean...
Tuna with a knee brace?
Yeah.
Or 2?
2 knee braces. But if you have that offensive line healthy, they have a running game, and then they can't just say, all right, we're going to have Dak beat us.
Right. You can't...
Because that's what teams are doing right now. They're saying, you know what? We're going to stop the run. And they can stop the run, but they could do it without crowding the box insanely.
Yeah, you throw 8 in the box. It's tough to run against, as most of us know. You have Dak, and I'm surprised he didn't pick up any Dallas running backs to kind of fuel the flame.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
Dak. Honestly, he was kind of banking on Dak of being a double-digit scorer, and looking at his bench, he goes from a LaShawn McCoy, Leonard Fournette, solid.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the flex, he's got McKinnon, who, he traded for, to me. But
he started out hot. When he got McKinnon from that trade, those first 2 games were unbelievable.
Right. It was a good trade.
Since then, he's been average. He hasn't been terrible. He's been average.
Right. Me and him have traded back and forth with those 2. But McKinnon has kind of gone cold with Latavius Murray going a little reckless. He
had 2 touchdowns last week, right?
He did. Yeah, he did. LeGarrette Blount, Marlon Mack, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, all on his bench is kind of a crapshoot for his flex. Even with Deshaun Jackson and...
Deshaun Jackson, his entire career, has just been a big play guy. Even when he was on the Eagles.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So I think Josh Gordon, we were talking about it in the last episode, he is still suspended.
I'm not really sure why he picked him up. It's a waste of a roster spot.
Yeah, because you think if he gets reinstated and he plays, would you start him?
No.
I wouldn't either.
That's given my roster, though, and your roster as well.
Given Sean's roster, I wouldn't start him either. No shot. Just in general.
Deshaun Jackson or Josh Gordon, who are you taking? I'll take the big play ability of Deshaun Jackson over a
Yeah.
questionable Josh Gordon. I
He
mean,
hasn't played in 2 years. You don't know what he's going to do.
even though Garrett Blount goal line carries, I don't think I'd play him over him. But Chip Chalk, he's kind of hitting a wall here. I think with
he thinks his team's solid, and you know what? In between the I guess 8 spot, since there's 2 at 7, to really the 3 spot, it was tight. Nah, not really the 3 spot, the 4 spot. 4 to 8 was just. We'll see as we go, but it was just.
Well, yeah, we'll come back to it, I guess. It's a tough. It's tough.
Yeah,
from 4 to 8.
but he's second in his division right now. He's tied for third in the league.
Sean?
Yeah,
He's tied for first.
6-5
He's tied for first
in the division.
Yeah.
So
He started off really hot.
Yeah,
Kinda
like we
cool.
said before, 3-game losing streak.
Right.
I think he's had under 90 points
Kinda-
that entire losing streak.
Right. He's cooled down as of late with the rest of the West, except for a given team, which I'm not going to be biased towards, my team. But he's kind of cooled down a little bit.
Definitely.
So, I'm pulling for the Pickle Rick, even those names. Not right.
Yeah,
But,
we'll see what happens. But we're going to move on to the next one who's tied with him. That being Logan.
yeah, Logan. A lucky win to 6-5, in my opinion. I'm a big supporter of the
You
Jason.
got to do what you got to do.
I love
Although,
Jason.
to be fair, if you look at Ertz against Witten, you would think Ertz is going to outscore him every game.
Biased opinion of mine. I love Jason Witten, even though he's a Cowboy. We know that. I'd give $1 to everybody that could name what number Jason Witten wore in college. But yeah, Logan's got
What number is that?
It's my $1 million question. I can't give that out on film.
Fair enough.
Logan's got a good team.
Anyone could look it up, though.
Yeah, they can look it up, but not what I'm saying. But Logan's got a good team. Kirk Cousins, Darkwa, a little questionable. Burkhead, another questionable guy. Diggs, Green, Ertz, and he goes with Davis.
He might not have changed his. I don't know. He might have changed.
He
his
might
No,
have.
he'll put Robbie Anderson in there.
I hope so.
He's high on Robbie Anderson.
Absolutely. He's a New York guy, Logan. He loves the New York guys.
He does.
Even-
He's a big giant guy more than a jet guy, though.
Well, even as of last year, he had a very balanced team. Yeah.
He came in third last year.
Let's be honest. If you don't come in first, nobody pays attention to you.
That's true. But for as much shit as Logan gets, and as much shit as he's gotten all year, he came in third last year, and he's tied for 7th.
In the power ranking.
Got to put the line through.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Out of the teams tied at 7 between Logan and Sean, I'll take my boy Chocolate Chip all day.
We'll see. Maybe they play each other in the future.
I
We'll
hope
have to
so.
Check that out.
No, I played Logan in the last week, but with Darkwa and Burkhead as his running backs, as his only running backs, that's pretty questionable.
Yeah.
Rod-
He has Abdullah.
Abdullah
Rod
and
Smith.
right, both questionable guys.
He could
Depends
do
on the
some
day.
things.
Depends on the day. Absolutely. But Logan's pretty dangerous with his wideouts.
Yeah.
If he plays Cooper Kupp, big fan of Cooper Kupp.
Diggs and Green,
Diggs and Green,
they could play.
big names.
They
Big
can
names,
play.
absolutely. Especially against Cleveland and Detroit. We know we have our boy Darius Slay in Detroit,
Yeah.
but
Guy could play.
he can play
He
for
could play
sure.
some corner.
But AJ Green against Cleveland, you gotta like that. Even,
yeah.
Even against Joe Hayden.
Joe Hayden is in Pittsburgh now.
You're right. Moving on to the next team.
We'll move on to the next one. And the last two were at 6.4. This next one comes in at 6.3.
6.3. Okay.
And that is going to be auto draft.
AD Mike, my boy. As I'm the only one that knows of him.
I'm going to put a little question mark in there because we do not know him. And as I have said in, I think, every video, auto draft, if you hear this, we'd love to have you on. Or just meet you, Doesn't have to be anything crazy.
He'll make an appearance. Let's be honest.
We'll see.
Well,
He does have a solid team, though.
He has a great top two. Carson Wentz, Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas. absolute steal. Demarius Thomas in his own is having a good year.
He could be a hit or miss type of guy. His offense is so bad as he has no quarterback is what's going to kill him. Frank Gore. T.Y. Hilton, another kind of deep ball, hit or miss type of guy. But if everyone hits,
he can
do some things. But 5 and 6, his guy's been missing lately. I think he's on a 4-game losing streak.
West is struggling.
Entire West is struggling.
Well, except for the number 1 team. T.Y. Hilton struggling with Jacoby Brissett. I wouldn't say struggling, but not his normal production.
I do like Brissett, though, to be fair.
You have to.
I think if Belichick just raises any quarterback, they're just going to be great.
Good. I think we can agree.
Good to great.
Good to great.
We'll see.
Demarius Thomas, Paxton Lynch playing this week. Named the starter in Denver against Oakland. He's more of a dual threat guy than a pocket passer.
I don't trust any Denver quarterback right now.
Unless it's Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, it's been downhill.
Absolutely, I agree. You gotta
when did they have Tim Tebow? That was before Manning.
That was before. That was way before. Carson Wentz, Le'Veon Bell. I'm gonna take Michael Thomas as a guarantee.
Yeah, those guys are solid.
His
Chiefs defense is good.
Right. You're going to take those 4 as guarantees, positive points. Everybody else, it could vary.
Did we draft him once? Shady Mike.
We did. Yeah.
Never mind.
He hasn't made any moves this far.
See, for some of us, if I wasn't doing this show every week and paying attention to his team, I would question that he's ever done anything to his team.
He hasn't.
No, like moved players at all. Like, some people just sit with the same lineup week after week, like through buys and stuff.
Like he doesn't even pay attention. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no one's heard from him. This could be you on a separate account for all we know.
Yeah. No, you're not.
I mean, anything is possible.
Yeah, he's in multiple leagues.
We want him on the show.
That's a long shot.
All right. Well, maybe next. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll give him a shot. I mean,
auto draft. Maybe we could add you in the group chat. I don't know. Whatever. We'll move on to the next one.
Next one.
Coming in at 5.9. This is
the Shady Tunas?
Tuna.
Oh, tuna. At 5.
5.9 in the 5 spot.
A little early.
Do you think he has a top 5 team, I should say? Where is it? There it is.
My personal opinion, no.
Really?
I mean, based off of what his bench looks like, I'll say no.
He doesn't have depth, but
he has no depth.
You don't need depth unless people are getting hurt or you have buys, but the buys are done now.
I don't like Randall Cobb at the flex. And to be fair, he doesn't really have anybody else to put at the flex unless you put Marshawn in, projected wise. I think he's given up the idea of Marshawn Lynch, as we all have. He's come back. He's been a little quiet. He's not the same guy.
He's been extremely quiet. Ever since he was dancing, going crazy against the Jets on the sideline.
Right.
Pumping up the stadium. That was sick.
What was that? Week what? 4?
3?
Yeah, 4, 3. Right. So.
You never know, though.
He's got
Duke Johnson. Guy could ball out. He just catches. Yeah. He's probably
He's the only thing.
The most catches on the team.
Yeah, he's
Corey Coleman's not bad.
Injury prone.
Facts.
All right,
but he's not bad when he plays.
He's got Brandon Cooks, DeAndre Hopkins, and Travis Kelce. Big 3, headed monster.
That's solid
on his team. 1, 2, and 8 in the position ranking. But DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not completely sold on Tom Savage.
I'm sold on him. Yeah, but if you're throwing to a guy 15 to 20 times a game,
that's fair. You might as well get some catches.
Yeah.
At least half.
If you catch half of them, that's 10 points right there.
That's easy. Yeah, that's not bad. But Alex Smith, as we discussed in the previous episodes, game manager.
Yeah, but there is a high floor and a low ceiling. That's how I see it with Alex Smith.
Because he has Kelce or not?
I mean, just because he's just going to do his little dump-offs. He's going to take maybe 1 or 2 deep shots to Tyreek Hill a game. I mean, he's not going to do much that's going to hurt him.
Right, and he's got Jordan Howard, who's a battering ram for
Yeah.
for Chicago.
He could play. He's starting to get a little bit better. He had a strong week last week. I think he's getting to where
Philly's going to be a tough matchup.
definitely. But I think in the weeks upcoming,
Yeah,
I think
the most
Jordan Howard did
important.
pretty well.
The most
Yeah,
important.
that's when it counts.
Maybe he'll squeak in. I
We'll
mean,
see.
he might be a 5 seed right now, but
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
Next, at 5.5,
Who we got?
we have Frank.
Hot. Frank started the year off hot. Connor and the Cons. I think the team name caught up to him.
The Cons? Well, he has Jared Goff now, so I mean,
He made a move. He made a move with, I think that was really,
bold. What did he trade? Mike Evans for Cooper and Goff? Does that sound right? I think
no,
that's
Goff
what it
and Goff and Cooper. I'm thinking of Cooper Cup.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean he had to make that move based on what happened to Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
What
What is happening with Zeke? What week does he come back? 15?
deep? I think past the playoffs.
No,
Maybe.
playoffs is 16. He might come back week 16. Which if Frank makes it to the finals and he has Zeke come back that week, as much as I don't like Zeke, which is a lot, I really don't like him. He would be a huge help because I mean, you gonna play Zeke or you gonna play Deion Lewis? Like that's Frank's choice. Obviously, you're gonna play Zeke, although Deion Lewis can play.
Right? Do you play Deion at that point? Do you play Deion Lewis or Amani Cooper?
Mark Cooper hasn't done a thing this year except one game where he had 44 points.
Well, that's the thing. Could he have another 44-point week in week 15?
Is it worth the risk?
Is it?
That's for Frank.
If
to
you're
decide.
Frank to decide, Goff, he's been hot. Todd Gurley, we know what he's been able to do. Tyreek Hill, the same. Juju, out of USC,
It's been solid.
he's all of a sudden filled in the role of Martavius Bryant.
Yeah, which Martavius Bryant does not like. He made that very clear.
He'll be gone in the offseason, as
Of
you
course. He wanted. He asked to leave.
know. Right. Jason Whitner, Hunter Henry, as we
That's the crutch right now.
right as we saw last week, it was a difference between a winner or a loss for Frank.
Yeah,
And he got the big L.
they're playing each other. Also,
Right? So it's going to be
We'll see.
on a Thursday night. That's tough, too. I don't
Yeah.
like Thursday night matchups.
well, it's Thanksgiving.
So, yeah,
There's going to be
personally,
a lot of games on Thursday.
I'm starting Jason Witten.
I would agree with that.
Thank you.
I mean,
Yeah. You're not starting the Steelers defense, though, against Dallas, are you?
I don't think so. I think the Ravens D against Houston's pretty good bet.
Yeah, Tom Savage against the defense. You'll
Yeah.
take that all day.
Oh yeah,
He
solid team though for Frank overall.
He did lose out on Will Fuller's trade value at the beginning of
Yeah,
the year.
he's done now.
So he did lose out on that a little bit with Deshaun Watson, a homie of all of ours,
Oh, definitely.
going down. I'm glad to see Joe Mixon on the bench.
About time.
Yeah, about time. Exactly. So
Solid team for Frank though.
yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna move on. We kind of take a jump here. 3.3. This is where it kind of evens out, and that is you.
yeah.
Solid team.
I mean, a little cosmetic surgery, as me and Shady Mike discussed before, with David Johnson going out in the first round. I made some very, very questionable trades early in the season with Logan, with Muhammad Sanu, and Coleman. And then I took some gambles hoping that people would come back before Thanksgiving. Chris Hogan getting hurt doesn't help me, obviously.
Yeah, that hurts.
Plug Sanu in there. Or even Danny Woodhead. But Jordan Reed I traded for. The tight end position has really been, my Achilles heel in the good way and the bad way this year so far. And as you can tell, I have 4 tight ends on my roster. So I'm really trying to find the guy that can really hold me down, essentially with, maybe even 6
Jeez.
points. Yeah, it's deep
Not
on the
noticed.
tight end. Yeah, a lot of people. 2 defenses and 4 tight ends.
That might be the cap of how many tight ends you can have on a team. I have to double check that. I know Logan was over the cap last year. He drafted too many tight ends.
It's a rookie mistake. Let's be
That's
honest.
classic Logan, though. But I mean, the team's solid. Kamara and Thielen have just been killing it. That's really these last few weeks. That's really what's been carrying you.
Sure. Yeah, Kamara, Thielen, Golden Tate too has been very solid as a run.
Quiet week this past week.
Quiet week a little bit, but run after catch is what he's known for.
Oh, definitely.
When he can't get after it, it is what it is. But I'll take the roster I have charging into the last couple weeks of the regular season to hopefully get a playoff spot. Bengals against Cleveland, I gotta be pretty solid about.
Yeah, definitely.
Greg Olsen can come back and put up numbers
We also
like
have Titans against Indy.
yeah. I have a tough decision. But getting back
A good decision, though.
right,
It's not a hard decision.
It's a win-win.
It's a hard one, but a good one to have.
it's a win-win. Greg Olsen coming back against the Jets, depending on what Greg Olsen decides to show up. Will be.
He only had a broken foot. It's not like...
I mean, it's still a broken foot. I dislocated my big toe, and it was a while. So
We'll see.
broken foot, I can only imagine what that's like.
Compare yourself to Greg Olsen.
I mean, I'm not as tough, but and I'm not getting nearly as paid as much. But
You're not wrong.
it is what it is. I mean, sitting atop the West right now.
Can't complain about that. Points 4, you're up there for points 4.
Points 4. I'm number 1 in the West.
Number
Starting
2 in
off,
the West. Frank's number 1 in the West. Number 3 in the West, you are.
You think so?
Frank.
In the
Photo
points
draft.
4, sure.
You.
Okay, in the points 4. Yeah, I mean, I had a struggle to the beginning of the season. I played a lot of high points.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we're gonna be pretty happy as the undependables. Moving forward in retrospect.
Most points against.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's no hidden fact.
To the next one, 1.8.
That's you.
That's me.
That's you.
Yeah. I mean, 9-2. A lock for the playoffs. Fantasy football, you want to make it to the playoffs. Once you make it to the playoffs, you're set.
Yeah. I mean, the
That's
playoffs
really
is
how it
where
goes.
you win or lose.
Yeah, 100%.
Essentially, you could sit your entire freaking team, and it would be okay.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do that. Got to rattle some things up. Secure a number 1 seed. Get the bragging rights of at least having the best team in the league.
Hey.
Or try.
Or try. I mean, you have AB, you have Russell Wilson, Kareem Hunt's been a little quiet, as we know.
As of late, he has been.
Right? You have to be pretty happy.
Russell Wilson, I mean, he's just unbelievable. Every week, he just outdoes himself.
He puts the backpack on
Yeah.
and carries the Seahawks to the next round.
I love it. I'm definitely a little light at the running back position, but I have a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely a little light there. Tight ends, they're not great, but they're okay.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's why everybody has a bunch of them on their roster.
Yeah, definitely.
Charles Clay, I feel like you can't go wrong with.
Yeah, or Safari and Jenkins, either one.
Safari and Jenkins. Young, ripe age of 25 in the Jet system.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Doug Baldwin, another guy who's solid. Antonio Brown, he's just going to do his thing every week.
Yeah, we know that. I mean, AB, he's a lock.
Yeah.
Doug Baldwin and Russell Westbrook, a little double dipping.
Yeah. Russell Wilson.
You have
Russell Westbrook balls as well.
you have a. I always get those two mixed up, but you always have you have a lot of faith in the Seahawks.
I mean, yeah. Russell
So-
Wilson's going to do his thing. Defense a little bit worse now without Sherman.
Sherman, Earl,
Earl's coming
Cam.
back.
Okay, Cam.
Yeah.
You're missing a lot of pieces there, but
Still have Michael Bennett.
you look at your roster, 33%. Give or take, maybe 40% of your roster is Seal.
I'll take it. I used to have Lacey.
Yeah, now you got Alex Collins.
Yeah. and he's been playing solid. So, I have the most points for in the league right now.
Yeah,
I think I'm averaging like 120 a game. I mean,
yes.
very, very proud of the team.
Seeing you at 9-2 is no surprise, averaging that much per week.
I'm proud of the team, and hopefully we can keep pushing forward. And I have this thing with fantasy. If it's a league for money, I'll play excellent during the regular season, get to the playoffs, lose first round. If it's not for money, I win. That's just how it's been for... When did we start playing fantasy?
A long time ago, but,
And that's how it is.
From me and the rest of the league, we appreciate what you just said.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed.
And hopefully I can make it this year. But we'll see. And next, with 1.2, no surprise here, it's Armand.
Yeah. Monster of a team, as we know. He's really shown out with in my opinion, what was a gutsy trade for Mike Evans, giving up Amari Cooper and Jared Goff. It was kind of, I talked to him. It was a little ballsy, in my opinion, being that he's putting all of his eggs in the basket with Ben Roethlisberger, who's been a little questionable. But it worked out for him last week, obviously.
Yeah, and hopefully it can keep working for him. I'm not really sure the schedule that they have, but I know the Browns are in their division. The Bengals are in their division. Those are some easy games. The Ravens, they're pretty easy. I mean, they're divisional matchups.
Yeah. I mean, he finishes with a pretty light schedule.
Yeah.
He plays New England once, Cleveland again, Green Bay even. I mean, Green Bay is very questionable on defense, as we know.
Yeah.
So, would I play Big Ben here on out? Absolutely. I mean, it's Big Ben. He's got AB. He's got Le'Veon Bell. Juju is coming up. Jesse James as well. Tight end. He's kind of a solid. Not sure if you'd start him in fantasy, but he's a solid tight end.
Yeah.
And then you go down the rest of his lineup. Carlos Hyde, Mark Ingram, Julio.
Yeah.
Gronk.
He's stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have Julio Jones, Mike Evans, and Jarvis Landry all on your team,
Right.
like you almost feel like it's rigged somehow.
It's the way he drafted.
Yeah, he drafted excellent.
Heavy wide receiver.
Ingram's turning out for him. Hopefully, if he can keep the production up, I would say, what would you say the weak point of his team is?
Honestly, I would say tight end. And that's Gronk. In the sense of injury prone.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, Vikings defense, honestly, in my opinion, the front seven in Minnesota, one of the best.
I would say quarterback or running back.
I mean, with Mark Ingram, he could put up 20, and
He could put up 0 though.
Not with that offense.
I don't know.
I don't.
Earlier in the year, he was not doing great.
You're right, but I mean, if he gets 20, per se, with how they're running the ball and throwing the ball, he gets 20. It's 10 and 10 a running back number of what your other running back does. So yeah, running back may be his weak point. Worthless burger, in my opinion, just because of a personal hatred. I can't trust Ben Roethlisberger, but he has AB. So yeah, throw it to him 20 times a game and see what happens.
I wouldn't mind that.
Sure. 92, you obviously don't.
Well, the rush for the playoffs is going. We'll see if the power rankings predict what happens, or if someone could sneak in, Tim, Barry, or Andrew, or even if one of the sevens can pull up, maybe even get up here.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. The first seed in the West is wide open, as much as you don't want to hear that.
I disagree completely. But Sean has a good team.
Everyone's within a game. You have three teams within a game, and you're tied with one.
Complete flip-flop from, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and with the West, we'll take 5 spots in the playoffs. So.
East, keep on winning. We're killing it.
It won't happen.
Talk to you boys next week. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving.